What's up, YouTube? It's Credit Guy Frank here coming to you today with yet again another video. All right, now today, of course, I got a very special video for you guys. I'm going to talk about the 5 steps that I took to get $50,000 in funding, no matter what it is, no matter what bank I go to, XYZ. You got to know these steps in order to make sure that you're approved no matter what. All right. Any bank that I go to, any place that I go to, I automatically know I can get whatever it is that I want. Not because I have the money for it, but because I'm built correctly personally. And I also have multiple businesses built and maintained correctly. So when that's done right, it's easy to get funded, guys. All right. As always, I get straight to it. But first, like always, man, I want to let you guys know, like, comment, subscribe. First things first. And if you got anybody that can find value from these videos, man, go ahead and share it. Do not be selfish. All right. Spread the wealth. Don't hog everything. And remember, partner up. All right. If you need anything, don't forget, I'm also involved in building personal credit, credit cleaning, building your business, as well as age corps, things like that, applying for grants and more. Okay. I got my partnership program, and I also got my masterclass where you'll be basically my second brain. We'll go over everything step by step, and I'll walk you through each process. All right. Because there is multiple processes that you need to learn and understand. And as much as you think that you can get it for free, or as much as you think that it's actually out there, trust me, guys, it's a lot of fluff out there. All right. So the first thing I want to always talk to you guys about, of course, is credit cleaning. Okay. Now, credit cleaning is very simple and easy. Most of credit cleaning is keeping everything organized, making sure that you understand the time frames that they have to talk or have to respond to you and how they respond to you. Okay, so whenever you're cleaning your credit, make sure that you're sending everything certified mail. Make sure that you're also operating through mail only. They cannot email you. They cannot call you. They can't do any of those things. Also, when you have something that you're disputing, that dispute should be completely off of your credit. That is a violation right there within itself. All right, if I'm telling you that this isn't mine and you still have it on my credit until you decide that it's not mine, guys, that's illegal. All right, because we're communicating with them and we're telling them. So we want to make sure that we keep proper documentation, which is the point of sending everything certified mail. Okay, I'm not going to be on too much on this because you already know I got a lot of videos talking about credit cleaning and things like that. If you guys got any questions, drop them comments below. Drop credit cleaning if you got credit cleaning questions. Drop business building if you got business building questions. Drop personal credit if you got personal credit issues. Okay, as far as building. All right. Now, the next thing I did was, of course, I built my credit. All right. And contrary to belief, I didn't always have good credit. Okay. Matter of fact, I utilized my credit to where I can constantly erase, rebuild, erase, rebuild, erase, rebuild, because there's a structure and a way where I do things to where I know my credit is going to take a hit, but guess what? I did it for a reason. We got big bags. Okay. So once you get them, now you got to restore it, rinse, repeat. All right. So you want to make sure that you build your credit. When I say build your credit, I don't just mean get a little $500 lines, get $1,000 lines, things like that. Right. You need to make sure that your credit is built correctly. OK, I do not like secure cards unless you can put $10,000 on a secure card, because a secure card, if you put $500 down or $1,000 down, not only are you out of that money that you probably need that you could have spent in a much better way to get 5 or 6 things on your credit with way more money, but you got $500 on your credit or $1,000 on your credit. So when you're going to get some funding in 6 months or whatever, or 4 months or whatever you do, however long it takes you to do what you do, guess what they're looking at? They're looking at that little, come on, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Okay, so everything that's on your credit, when you're building your credit, you need to have multiple accounts. That's number one. And you need to have big lines on your account. Okay, don't treat it as like, oh, well, I'm looking for big lines, but I don't have a big line on my credit yet. Guys, it ain't going to work. Okay, don't do that. The next thing that you want to make sure that you do is you want to make sure that you build a business. Okay. When you build a business, make sure it's structured correctly and make sure you're building it correctly. All right. So the same way you're building your credit, making sure you have multiple lines on there and things like that is the same way that you need to build a business. OK, now there's a lot of things. There's a lot of places you can go to out here to build things for a cost effective price. It sounds like a lot, but it's really not. It's all cost effective if you know where to go and what to get, why you're getting it, in the order that you're getting it. OK, I'm talking kind of fast, but follow these steps and I promise you, this will be exactly what you need. Okay, so clean your credit. Take your time. Make sure that you're sending the first letter. Boom. They got 30 days to respond to that. Second one. Boom. They got 15 days to respond to that. Boom. Next one. They got 10 days to respond to that. Boom. Next day. They got 10 days to respond to that. Boom. After that, lawsuit. Done deal. All right. Now, when you go to building your credit, make sure you have over 5 lines. Make sure that you have over $25,000 on your personal credit. Okay? Do not walk around with $400 in your credit or $1,200 in your credit or $2,400 in your credit and think you're doing something. You're not. I'm going to tell you that just straight up right now. You're not doing anything. Okay? If I got to be the bad guy to tell you that, then I'm going to be the bad guy to tell you that. All right? But I want to be the good guy to make sure that you overcome whatever it is that bad that you have on there. All right? So that's very important. Build that business. That's very important as well. Okay. You need to have at least 5 accounts. And when I say 5, guys, go above and beyond. What I really mean is 7 or 8, but 5 is just a bare minimum. Like, you shouldn't even be thinking about a bank until you have 5 personal credit lines or 5 business lines. You shouldn't even be thinking about a bank, honestly. Like, if you know you ain't coming right, you know you coming with like 3 things on here, go ahead and just build that thing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, relax, chill, do your thing. Now, you need to have 5 lines at least on the business side. The reason that I do that and I don't get funded on the personal side yet is because if you wanted to, okay, what they'll do is, all right, boom, I got a business. My business is built as a standalone. All right. It can operate by itself, but y'all know I'm a fan of partnerships. Okay. So what happens if I'm going to get a loan on the business side, I can get $30,000, $40,000 easy. But if I add myself as a personal guarantor, then I can get $70,000 to $75,000. All right. And then I can double back after I get the business lines, and then I'm going to double back and get the personal lines. Why am I going to do that? It's because if I get the personal lines, then that's going to get in the way of me getting the business lines. All right. The business lines is not going to operate or show up on my personal credit. So I'm going to get the business lines first. Then I'm going to go back and do my personal. I call that the shield. All right. You want to use your businesses as a shield. Meanwhile, notice that I said businesses. So if you have one business, you're doing yourself a disservice. Starting off, that's fine. But your goal should be having multiple businesses so that you can build them out correctly, you can fund them correctly, and then you can always come back and build your personal credit. All right. Now, a lot of times, if you've used your personal credit to go and get business funding, then that's an easy way that you can also get whatever is on your personal credit off if it's aligned with your business. Now, if it's aligned with your personal credit, then you're not going to be able to get it off because you're at risk of then removing the complete account. All right. Now, I get AUs before I do that. All right. So once I have my personal credit built and then I have my business built, I'm going to go throw some AUs on my personal credit. All right. Whether it's auto loans, whether it's rental AUs, whether it's, well, not rental AUs, but you know what I mean? Like rental trade lines, whether it's regular trade lines, you need those things on your credit. Okay. Because it's going to make your credit look really, really good. And it's going to make you get larger lines of credit. All right. Or lines in general. It ain't got to be a line of credit. I don't want y'all to get confused, but just lines of credit, which could be a credit card. It could be a loan. It could be all type of stuff. Okay. So you want to add the the AUs. I'm about to say the AAUs like we playing basketball or something. You want to add the AUs on there, and the more AUs you put on there, the better. Okay. Another thing I did is I made sure that my credit utilization stayed in a good place. Okay. So when I had my personal credit built on, when I was building it, I didn't touch it. I treated myself as if I was still in the same situation. I didn't get excited and then start to spend here, spend there, and then start causing bad habits, thinking that I'm outsmarting myself. But really what I'm doing is I'm misusing myself and making it a disservice rather than allowing it to service me. Okay, so you got to be careful about calming your emotions and all that stuff, like your ego and things like that when you're building. Okay, you want to make sure that you keep a level head. If you've been eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, you've been eating ramen noodles, then continuously do that until you get in the position that you want to be in. All right, that's extremely important. These are the 5 things that I made sure that I did to go from a low credit score to a high credit score. And not just that, but from $0 to $50,000. Guys, I promise you, if you do these things correctly, you can make sure that you are in position to win no matter what. Any car you want, you can get it. Any apartment you want, you can get it. Any condo you want, you can get it. Any townhouse you want, you can get it. Any crib you want, you can get it. You want a credit card, you want a loan, you want a line of credit, you can get it. It's out there. Go get it. All right? Go get it. So the 5 things was cleaning my credit, building my business credit, getting AUs, of course, and keeping a low utilization. All right. It's Credit Guy Frank here coming to you today with yet again another video.